The views shared by host and guests are personal and not affiliated to any groups. This podcast is strictly for entertainment and general information only, and not for professional advice. Some topics may be sensitive. Listener discretion is advised. By watching, you agree the host and producer are not liable for any effects of the content. Welcome to yet another episode of the Ami podcast. And yes, indeed. Yeah, Dandy showed when I put the last podcast. Hey, you were amazing. Indeed, I was amazing. I know I'm amazing. But yeah, welcome to yet another edition of the Ami podcast, where we become ourselves, where we get to talk about ourselves, we get to do things our way. And today is a special day, and we've got a special guest. I know people want to know about the diaspora, people want to know about things that are happening out there and things like that. But before we get there, I'd like to send a special shout out going out to TLB City for making sure that we have this podcast today, making sure that we transported, making sure that we are laced. Yes,
just same WhatsApp group.
So yeah, they made sure that we in check with that. And remember, if you want to get in touch with TLB City, these guys make sure, in fact, what they do is they provide you with the technical support for your earth moving equipment. They can also assist you with buying and selling, and they can also do repairs and maintenance. That's for your earth moving equipment, material bees, dozer, and stuff like that. They got to hook up. And if you want to talk to the right man, talk to Pablo Escobar Dillard, and that's on 0772-934-001. He's got the hookup, and we are right here in Mutare. We are also found in Harare, and you can also find them in us in Rimungo. So you can find them in us. 80. 80. Today. Yeah. So you can find them. Blawa tunoshika, Wange tunoshika, Victoria Falls, even
everywhere.
Yeah, that's TLB City. And special shout out also goes out to Cafe Alana. These guys have got the hookup. They've got everything in check. When it comes to bed and breakfast, the meals. I particularly like the pig on the spit. And also you can get the cocktails and mocktails.
Oh, that's good. That's very inclusive.
You can have the Malawi Shanti. Malawi Shanti in that door.
Oh, I mean, no, so I don't know. Good question.
Oh yeah. So I think you can also get those and the alcoholic beverages. Yeah. We are located at number 10 Taylor. That's where you can find this. This is where we are shooting, by the way.
It's gorgeous.
Shout out to Chef Tino and my special guests.
Pressure.
For today. Okay, do we need to do a drum roll?
No, what do you think? No, podcast like let's just.
I was gonna make you do something crazy.
Like
do a 360.
Imagine no.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm a nice person. All right, our special guest today is Blessing Mutamba, who is a model. Yeah, that's one of the biggest accolades. She's a model or ex?
Ex-model for now, but watch the space. Maybe next year I might have some updates. I'll keep you posted. Okay. Pageant queen, actually, not necessarily model, but anyway.
Not necessarily model, but what?
Pageant queen.
Pageant queen.
Yeah.
Oh, like difference. You own the title.
Yes, so you own the title, but with pageantry, there's different skill sets that you need for modeling. But Ndagaita both, but I think where I excelled a bit more is more pageantry.
Isn't everything in modeling contest pageant though?
No.
What's the difference? Draw the line before we go further.
Okay, so first of all, if I want to summarize it, modeling is basically you are representing someone else's story. So you're wearing someone else's designs, you're wearing someone else's clothes, you're selling someone else's brand. Whereas pageantry, you're selling your own brand. So you bring your own authenticity.
I'm still processing.
Okay, so for example, in modeling, Zitarago doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't hold weight, right? Unless you're a supermodel.
What matters is the brand that you're pushing.
Yeah. So if their clothes look good on you, whereas more pageantry, it's like, do you want to choose? Okay, this is what I want to represent as my personal brand, and you kind of like bring that authenticity as a human being to be different from everyone else. Whereas in modeling, you've got to be the same as everyone else to make sure you don't overshadow on behalf of another brand.
So in modeling, what matters is what you're selling. In pageantry, you matter.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, I'm sure you matter too in modeling. You guys got... But it's a different dynamic.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just really trying to understand, and I know a lot of people don't get the difference between modeling and pageantry.
Thing. Yeah.
And okay, let's go back.
Absolutely.
I introduced you as a model.
Yeah.
You were Miss Ireland International
2019, and then I was Miss Diamond Ireland in 2021, and then I was also Regency International Ireland in 2022. So I was in Las Vegas competing on the international stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For
Ireland.
For Ireland, yes, because Nagakurako Island, but I'm a Mutare girl.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah.
When did you go to Ireland?
When I was 7.
7?
Eh.
Like that early?
That early, Sha.
So prior to going to Ireland, where did you learn?
Go Hillcrest.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, but that's all right. And so from 7, okay, how old does that make you?
Me right now?
Yeah, no ladies don't want to tell their age.
Oh my goodness, where are your manners?
I don't care. This is a podcast. I'm allowed to ask what I want.
True, you are the host. I'm 29 and I'm turning 30 in November this year.
So you've been in Ireland for how long?
So we lived in Ireland for 7 years. And then after Ireland, we then moved to a place called Guernsey in the Channel Islands. Okay. So it's a group of islands in between the south coast of England and one of the coasts of France. So lived there for about 11 years on and off. Ndagaida University on mainland UK. And then Guernsey didn't quite like it the same, and then I moved back to UK to mainland. So now I live in Cardiff in Wales. Okay. So I've lived there for the last 4 years, and then I've also lived in a few different cities across the UK.
All right, so from 2021 to 2025, first when you left Ireland to go to Wales.
No, it's like I left Ireland in 2009.
Oh, okay.
To go to Guernsey.
So how do you compete for Miss Ireland?
Because I have an Irish passport. I'm an Irish citizen on paper.
Okay.
Although my place of birth will always be Zimbabwe.
Where exactly?
You're trying to trick me, right? You're like, I know my information.
And how do you keep in check with your Shona? I think you of most people who have lived in Ireland,
because Osaka, my family, they're actually from Mashingo originally, and then Takazo moved Akuya Kwamtare, but that was before I was born. So my older sister was born in Mashingo, but I was born Kuno Kwamtare. So I think it was also because like the school that I went to is like a multicultural school, both multicultural in terms of Zimbabweans, but also like other parts of, the country as well. So like Shona Yango was always very neutral because I was always around people who are like a heavy, exactly, regional, like, twang to it. It's like, that's how. But how I keep in check with Shona, honestly speaking, I just keep speaking Shona with anyone who I have the opportunity to speak Shona with.
Especially that's a good quality.
But it backfired once because I remember time go for holiday and started in the lift in Harare airport. It's like like from the plane, your brain hasn't quite hit because you're in a different country. And she was like, because I was so used to like UK. I learned my lesson that day.
What do they do?
What do you mean?
Like when
the
they
lady?
figure out,
Oh no! So mama, when I get whatever. Right. And then I can't remember what exactly she said, but when she left the lift, she just made a comment about sketiage, but Argujara Neshona, and I was like,
yo.
This is awkward.
And then obviously, asking for a friend. Are you married?
Not married. Don't even have a boyfriend. Not even anything. So I don't know about that. I think we need to dissect that. This needs to turn into a therapy session. Why not? So, I think. We're not trying to audience.
Also, you don't have a girlfriend.
You see, just not killing two birds in one stone.
Okay, why?
Okay, so I'll tell you my theory, but maybe you can be like, Shamwari, you're just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
But do tell.
You know? So my theory is, I feel like Kanauchiva from like a background, like right?
Yeah.
I think the generation of Varume that I have is like my dating pool, right? In the UK. Yeah.
Remember, you're 29. Your dating pool is ready to die.
Did you say die?
I'm just saying.
I'm only 29. I'm not 80.
Okay. Okay. So what's with your dating pool?
Right. So I think that Inini being someone who's like, and I'm proper like, anything I want, I'll make it happen. And if I can't make it happen, I'll make a plan to make it happen at a later stage.
Do you feel guys are intimidated?
Yes. In so many words, yes. But I also feel like being a multicultural individual, not a lot of people know how to react to that. Like, parts of me, I can resonate with my Zimbabwean heritage, and I can resonate with, British culture, and I can resonate with my Irish heritage as well. It's just a lot, because it's just like, maybe they're just not used to so much personality. And what do I do? So, but in
your defense, you actually have all the personalities that you can fit in anyway.
Exactly. So, I think there is that, but I don't know. Maybe.
So if you to consider getting married, would you marry the UK or you'd prefer Zimbabwe?
Both. Anything. I mean, it's more about the person. It's more about the individual outlook. I feel like, the strongest...
So what's your search pattern?
What do you mean?
Like okay, you said both, but you must have somewhere where you have like your... what do they call them? That like your
my bio.
No, not that. To-do list, like marry a Zimbabwean, an Irish.
Okay, I feel like if I was to marry a Zimbabwean man, I don't know, like it's not for me. I hire people to do my stuff for me. Like, it's not. Like,
okay.
So I need someone who
you obviously
understands.
can't stand a Zimbabwean husband.
No, I can. I'm just saying.
But you can't hire.
Why not?
All right. Imagine Murora. Makoti, you're the Makoti, you're coming through and did. So atati Murora we do. Awuyani waskana wachazo chaira nekusuka.
Okay, so I got right. The end goal there would be.
You heard this? Hold on. You heard this? And Zaka pay for me to hire Munano ya achindi batsira ndaenda kuma in-laws.
Nay.
I can do that.
You see, that's one I'm no. I
know I
Nay. Thank you. Ashnaku baga.
Water. I can handle.
What I can tell you is, be ready for our birds. What are ICCB?
She might reflect badly on you.
Okay. But okay, Saga, I have a question, right? Actually, now I have two questions. Saga,
okay, go ahead.
Iwereka, how many men who have come on your podcast have you asked as one of the first questions? Are you married, Chichi?
I think okay. She hit a count on me. No, I haven't. I have actually. Ask Bruce.
Okay, but that's one out of how many? Out of how many?
Like he was one of the. In fact, I've asked Bruce. I've asked Clyde Rice. I've always asked about their marital status, so I know which question to ask next.
Okay, but so in the grand scheme of things,
it brings about who you are. This is a me podcast. Are you married? Maningi, I wear my ring to every podcast.
That's what I'm about you. Or were you going to give me a husband? Like, I don't know what. Okay.
I prefer one person.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is right. The end goal in the Kutika.
Marriage is not who you are.
It's not who I am, but also what I'm saying is like I can adapt to it, right? But I think kuti abana rule book kuti like this is what marriage looks like, right? And I guess what I'm trying to say is my point is kinda when there are people who are, for example, me, in another country that I didn't call home, and then you know, you then start to take on bits of another culture. Like it's not your home culture, but at the same time you can assimilate to it.
Okay.
At what point do you then start to say, okay, we're gonna not exercise the same rules? So, for example, in Iniga, I kana mugandisa next to someone agagurira kwamtare and is very much in tune with like, okay, ndo Zimbabwean culture, ndo zvinitwa nana makoti chichichi, right? Atienzani, because in Ini there's some things from Disinkazi, and also same ne agagurira
like from 7 years,
you know,
it's not the same.
So that's what I'm saying, because like in the grand scheme of things, like that's why I'm like I'm open to anything. It's just more about mindset.
Plus,
exactly, that's true. I don't know.
Okay, that brings me to a question. What do you look at? Like if you're looking for a dude, because okay, let's forget nationality.
Yes.
Let's forget the whole
this is
thing.
A lovely question.
What do you look at?
Can I just say any eligible bachelors? Can I my CV? Can I major in criteria? Because okay, so I would say definitely someone who's taller than me. It's not hard to be taller than me. I'm only 5'3", so
I get that.
I would love someone as in like, you know, like when anything that comes into their mind all the time. Like sometimes just stop and think.
Somebody
you know?
who's like
have some
considerate.
decorum. You know, out near someone and then unenge wa data worried or like if someone like triggers them or whatever. You know, someone who just has like a bit of like not every conversation is for every situation.
Okay.
Obviously, when I know that would be great. Someone who drives, because I hate driving. I absolutely despise driving. So I'd love someone who can do that for me. I can be passenger princess and do like you know the DJing stuff.
Yeah, okay. Your selection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you drive my selection. Okay.
Right? Teamwork. Meeting each other halfway. But I guess the main thing is people who know how to agree to disagree.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's meet halfway. So it's all right. What you think and what I think may be different, but let's find common ground.
Exactly. Or even if we can't find common ground, to go respect and I go to, okay, fine. We think in different ways. You want to hire your cleaner. I want you to clean. The end goal is we're cleaning. So, you know, me
as long as it gets the job done.
Exactly. Think about the end. So yeah, I'd say that's what I'm making.
And then one question: if okay, you're 29, you've got a whole life ahead of you. I was trying to make you load, but
you didn't succeed.
No, that was, I noticed.
How old are you?
Hey, please don't.
Really?
No, I'm asking you the questions.
Oh, are you? Sorry.
No, I'm big 40. I'm 40.
Are you?
Yes.
Wow, drop your skincare routine. Loving
I've got my thing going on. But anyway, let's forget that. It's not about me. If you decide to retire, would you rather retire in the UK or in Zim?
I don't know.
Why not? You haven't thought about it?
I think it would depend on like what I have achieved in my life. Because I think Zimbabwe you have restrictions. Diaspora, right? You have restrictions on like, it's not like unongomoka one day and you feel like, okay, you know, so that's it, right? Every single person who I know who has moved back from diaspora has had a plan. Like the first 6 months of me coming back home, income, even
that's security allowance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's because, so, okay, really good example, right? Danchi Traga health insurance, right? For, you know, some relatives or whatever. So someone asked me and they said, can you look at like my health insurance, like, you know, options, Ego Zimbabwe, because I want to get some health insurance for my parents who are back home. Then the Pandanda Kutarisa criteria was like, okay, you have to be resident in the country. Then the people over a certain age, they have to be dependents off a person on a policy. They can't have like their own policy as like elderly people.
Yeah.
And it's like little things like those, like Kanauri mo Zimbabwe, you don't think about it in terms of like Kanauri Kunoku, you just do it, right? And then you just get the policy and you put your parents or grandparents, whatever, as dependents. But yeah,
everyone has got their own policy. The age doesn't matter.
You know? And also the other thing is like I don't have many people I can trust to be like, can you be the main policy holder? Kuti Ndozo Isa like my auntie or my uncle. Nay, because unosenzo my story zvikunzanzi Maria kabiwa kana kuti sekuru vakaenda ku hospital zvikanzi apana policy, you know.
So people in the UK don't trust people back home.
No, it's not that we don't. Okay. I'm gonna say something controversial.
Go ahead.
Saga, internet amiga, guys, please go easy on me. I just feel like sometimes vanhu vakaona +44 number kana kuti vakaona like munhu anongoita kunge haasi from here, right? All they see is dollar signs.
Okay.
And avambofungi kuti shamwari mari yandakashandira, I worked hard for it. Avambofungi kuti kwatiri kubva uko there is suffering, there's discrimination, there's racism. Avambofungi kuti like kuti ndisvike pekuti okay ndakuenda kuZimbabwe ndakunza mari yangu back home, okay ndakuita something chekuvaka back home, right? It takes a lot to get to that stage, and I feel like there's just that automatic assumption kana wayaruka kuenda kumiri, then you're fine, you're good.
We made
you know,
my sisters in the UK.
Exactly, but you're not. So I think it's actually the other way around, where people first of all have this impression I'm going to try and overcharge you for everything. So then automatically then me as well, I'm also on edge because I'm like, is that the right price, or like, you know, am I being hard done by?
You hold an Irish passport.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you come here and you charge like what you call it, game reserve, and you charge like a foreigner?
You know what? A lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of like game reserve keepers who still remember me for like.
Let me give you a trick. Just don't pull out the passport.
So what else can I pull out?
Hi. Because they won't ask for your ID.
Don't really. Even people can tell just by the way you dress and stuff.
Not even.
Really?
That's a big misconception.
Whoa.
Shika and put away the whole English thingy. But what do you say? But if you go like, I say, how much is it to get in?
But problem yangu nde guti. I mean, do not gonna show na, but not to that extent. Guti, I can pull it off as like, you know, someone living here full time. That's what works. And all my tricks are true.
Yes, it's a simple trick because on an Irish passport it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, it will be.
But skillful. You speak Shona.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, this brings me to one other question.
Yeah.
What's your biggest accolade in modeling?
So I would say my biggest. Define biggest, as in the one that I'm the most proud of, or the most prestigious, I would say probably would be Regency International. So when I went to Las Vegas to compete on the international stage, so I think there was about 40 regions and countries represented on that stage, and then all of us, you know, flew in from international locations, and then we also had national title holders, American title holders, to compete for it. So I'd say that one is.
So what did that entail?
So we flew out to America, again, to Las Vegas, and that was a duration of about 7 days. Okay. So you get there before the actual competition round starts, and then you just get acclimatized, get over the jet lag. Then, we have photo shoots in the desert, and it's hot. I mean, worse than Zimbabwe.
Okay. Yeah, Vegas is what? Texas? Is that?
No,
Vegas
Nevada. In the desert.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. I've never been, so yeah.
It's in the sticks. So you do your pre-photo shoots, everything, but you're in the desert and you're in this full-on ball gown. So you're literally just stewing. There's no.
It's hot in here.
Exactly, and you have to keep your makeup intact, everything. She'd say, "Oh, we're gonna fan you." Oh gosh, it was a lot. I mean, it was good, but it was a lot. So yeah, so did that. Then we have registration. So that's when you start to meet all the other, finalists as well. Then we have a post-registration party. So that's where everyone comes together in one big room. So that's all of the finalists across all of the different categories. We all come together, like, meet up, chat, whatever. Then we have interviews. Sorry. So you get interviewed by a panel of 10 judges, and they're just literally firing questions at you for like a good 7-ish minutes. But you have to keep your answers short, but to the point, because you only have 7 minutes. So it's like, get in there.
And you've got the whole adrenaline rush.
Exactly.
And stuff, yeah.
So, prioritize the most important information. Then after we do that, then we have the on-stage rounds. So again, the on-stage rounds last for 4 days. And then they announce the winners after that.
Okay, interesting.
That's a lot.
And what's the difference between Miss Ireland and Miss Ireland International?
So all of them have different suffixes after them. So Miss Ireland International, any basically country that has a suffix after it, it's it represents the pageant system that you're entering. So it's kind of like, how, for example, you have Form 1, right? Yeah. But more Form 1, you can go to any school to do Form 1. Yeah. So it's like that. So you've got Miss Ireland International, you've got Miss Ireland, Miss Diamond Ireland, you've got Miss Ireland Galaxy, you've got Miss Ireland Intercontinental. So the main differentiator...
Which one is the bigger of the pageants?
So we have what we call Grand Slam pageants. Mm-hmm. Grand Slam pageants are Banana, Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss Intercontinental, I think, probably. And then there's probably a couple of others as well. So they're the Grand Slam as in the pageants, which are everyone recognizes. If we say Miss Universe, everyone recognizes it. You know that you're oh my gosh, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Whereas the other pageants, they're big pageants, but then they're not on the level of Grand Slam, which for me is great because I don't want to kind of get completely immersed in that world. I still want to.
So I've watched a lot of modeling contests.
Yeah. Or pageants, or modeling
contests.
Hey, I was supposed to
pageants. Okay, pageants.
Sorry.
Pageants. No, I'm learning. Pageants. Most of them look at toe slim girls.
They don't actually. So if you brought
from what I know, that's from what I know.
Yes. So,
most of them.
And I think that's what I'm saying about the Grand Slam pageants. They're the ones that are the most accessible. If you just search pageant, whatever, Ndoma pageants are not with that as the top search results. But actually, Panema women pageants, which are still to a very high standard, but they're not EYA the big ones. Whereas if you know what you're looking for, you can go and search them and you can see the winners and everything. Because I think maybe that's where there's a bit of an imbalance. There's just a few pageants that people kind of gravitate towards. What I would say about pageants though, and we were talking about pageantry and modeling and everything. Yeah. One piece of advice that I would give to anyone who's looking to get into either pageantry or modeling is look at what the system that you're entering represents. So I said about the Form 100, which whatever.
So if you're curvy, go for Miss Curvy.
Exactly, right? What's happening now, banana? I don't know, when they're looking.
If you've got pretty, fingers, go for Miss Fingers or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. But also look at what the pageant system represents. So every pageant has a strap line about what they represent. So for example, Miss Diamond Ireland is celebrating the diversity of women, right? Okay. And that for me is so
it's you can be tall, slim, you can be short, curvy,
exactly.
You can be dark, light,
anything. But then there's other pageants where they're very specific. So I don't know, whatever, I'm trying to think. Miss Universe, is it something uniquely beautiful, or I don't know, something like that?
I don't know. I'm not going to comment because I don't know.
To be fair, I'm probably butchering it.
Yeah, I've just seen from a distance. And then there's, especially you modeling foreign.
Yeah.
Okay, not foreign for you because you're not Irish.
Yeah.
But a lot of racism.
Yeah.
Is that a reality, or it's just people talking, or it's, I feel sometimes that, I'm going to be honest with this one. Mm-hmm. I feel sometimes that Americans overplay the racism card.
What, you mean in pageantry or in general?
No, in general.
The Americans are suffering.
Okay. So explain to me racism in modeling, in pageantry you run.
Okay. So I would say, let me keep this generic so that we
No, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you.
Okay, for me, I don't think...
Because you're done, or okay, you're doing well, is being done.
More or less there, exactly. Yeah. So, the subject of racism in pageantry, right? I think it depends on where it is, right? So, for example, I feel like for me, and again, internet army, come at me if you want, but this is just my own personal opinion. I feel like in the UK, the black pageant community, the black girl pageant community, I don't see us like being kind of like invited into spaces where I see some other people being invited into, right? So I'll give you an example of, there's someone who started like this new pageant, and she was like, I'm looking for my presenter for pageant, anyone who has something interesting about them or something to say, right?
Yeah.
I'd love you to be like the MC presenter for the night. So anyway, I put myself forward, and I like CV, and I was like, yeah, like I'm a public speaker, I'm a TEDx speaker, whatever. I've also been on TV, radio, everything, right?
Is it called TEDx or TEDx?
TEDx, yes.
TEDx, okay.
Yeah,
I'm checking.
No, you are. Thank you. You did your homework. Honestly, like I said, I'm so impressed.
No, you put me in check earlier. Like, why don't you know about this one? And I'm like, okay.
That's the diva coming out of me. I'm like, first of all, excuse me.
Okay, yeah. So talk to me.
Yeah, so basically, like, so when it came to selection, right, the girl who got selected, she hasn't done any public speaking before. And I mean, like, as in, like, none. Like, not even, like, she's done a fraction of what I've done. None at all.
It's still a pageant?
Pageant. The only, like, I mean, to be fair, she has accolades in terms of the pageantry world. So she's,
but
like,
nothing...
Exactly, right? But I'm like, if you're looking for an MC, you kind of need someone who has that skill set as well as, like, a pageant queen, right? But at the same time, kind of, there's a picture, I guess she was the typical, like, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like, perfect, like, all this, 6 foot tall, like, and I was like, okay. And situations like those happen a lot. And when I feel like, when it happens often, you start to realize. Because even, like, when you think about judging pageants, right? I've only ever been asked to judge a pageant maybe, like, 3 times. Okay. In my pageant history. But I'm experienced. And
don't tell me they're black people pageants.
They probably are. Oh yeah. Anyway, no comments. I mean, yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of talk around abuse when it comes to pageants. There's a lot of my carpet interviews. Yeah. And what have you?
Sorry. You just took me by surprise. I apologize.
No, but those have happened.
Unfortunately. Okay,
yeah.
So
do those happen?
I mean, from my experience, no. However,
I'm
also not.
It's not about your experience with this one.
No,
it's about
as in,
what
like,
you've seen.
I've never come. But then also, to be fair, I feel like I don't think anyone hey girls, guess what? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Okay, so I think.
But you've never had approaches from. Someone saying, I can give you the title.
No, I haven't actually.
But let's go to the carpet.
Thankfully, there's still... You guys are going No, it's because no one would like to do that to me. I'd be like, and your mother. And then this... And no, okay, so sorry. What I wanted to say was, like, I think where you see that happening more, and again, I'm trying to keep a balanced, like, point of view here. I think...
You're trying to be safe.
No, I thought I'm trying to be safe. It's just the way, I'm a very pragmatic, but I'm sensible. Can you imagine that?
I know.
Thanks. I actually am a very sensible person. But okay, so I think sometimes, right, there's people who want a title so bad.
Will they do anything for it?
Yes. And then there's people who see that. And there's people who know that. And unfortunately, when those two sides come together, bad things can happen. So
do you think a lot of these things, the abuse goes untold?
It does. It goes untold, but even sometimes when it is said, I think it's people try to undermine or downplay. So I don't know if you follow, like, pageantry, right? So there's this...
I do. Weird enough. Do you actually? No, listen to me. Weird enough. Listen to me. Growing up, I can't believe I'm saying this on my
We'll
podcast.
cut that bit out. It's fine.
No. We'll keep it. My wife knows.
Yeah. That's good.
I used to watch America's Next Top Model.
Did you?
Like,
again, that's not quite pageantry, but okay, I'll give you that one.
but no, I used to
I know.
watch that
It was
whole
fierce.
thing.
It was like, whoa.
Like the whole season.
You know?
And my auntie was like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yo, you
It's
guys said
research.
this is what we can talk about as a family.
Yeah.
Can we at least,
You know?
Yeah, so I'm open to, I've seen a lot. I've been a judge as well.
Of what?
I don't know whether it's modeling or pageantry. Oh yeah, one of those.
Well, no, oh my God, am I going to say the wrong thing? No. Okay, so, Chicha Wandupunza, sorry.
No, we're talking about the whole abuse thing.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Does it really happen?
Yes, so it happens, but like we're saying, that was it. We were talking about whether it's untold or like, people talk about it. I think when people talk about it, sometimes it's taken on board. But then the other times, because there's like a bit of a power play there, people just kind of like brush it off.
Also,
sort of
like
thing.
a shield.
Yeah, it's more like, oh, you're overreacting. I'm sure it wasn't that. And really good example. So Miss Grand International, there was some controversy, right? I think it was with their most previous winner. And basically it was like, right now, the pageant world is still not sure whether she was fired or whether she resigned.
Okay.
Because she came out with this big expose being like, oh, this pageant system is like, it's not supportive. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And, I've been traumatized, whatever. But then the pageant system came out as well and also did like a counter statement to be like, well, actually, she knew what she was getting into, whatever. So that's a really prime example of like, when people do talk about stuff, you then have this like constant struggle of like, did it happen? Did it not? If it did, how did it? Like, yeah, exactly. So I think sometimes people then, when we get to the untold cases, people don't say those cases, say what they need to say because they just don't even want to have to deal with like the fallout of like how people.
No, I need a top up.
Oh my gosh!
I need a top up.
Look at you! You're like, what? I thought I was a diva, but I need a top up. Can I have a top up too? If you're
Yes. We need. How can then women protect themselves from?
I think your will to want to protect yourself and your will to want to preserve who you are as a human being has to be stronger than your passion or desire to win a title.
Okay. Who you are first? What you represent? Yeah.
So I think I'm not an expert on this because again, I'm not saying I'm in like in training or whatever, but I just know what
I like that you said that.
Pardon?
I like that you said that.
Oh, thanks.
With the anism training.
And this one is to go to everybody's just trying. But what I'm trying to say is that me personally, right? I know that there's so many situations where people have said to me, "Oh, you need to lose weight. Oh, you're too short. Oh, you need to get your teeth fixed. Oh, your nose is a bit too big." And I feel like I could have gone down a rabbit hole to follow like
what they say
exactly and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to lose weight, then I'm going to get a nose job and this,
do the surgery, to the whole,
you'd be like, who is
skin toning, like, skin toning,
right?
and
bleaching just says but my will to stay true to who I am as a person was stronger than my will to fit into the standards of other people.
Do you think that made you win? Like, did you think that made you the person?
To a certain extent, yes.
All right,
I really do.
And let's talk about what you did education-wise.
Yeah.
I know our time is running out. But education-wise, you hold like a master's.
Yes, I have a master's.
Is the master's in entrepreneurship?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And then creative
enterprise in my Bachelor of Arts.
Okay, creative.
First class honors. Just saying.
Oh, okay. So entrepreneurship. First class, we hear you.
Leonard's like, whatever, no.
Okay. So how does that play into the modeling field? Or do you use the educational card a lot more than the modeling?
For life in general, or you mean like how
everything that you do, who you are?
Okay, so everything that I do, I think the reason why I picked entrepreneurship as my master's is because I feel like I'm quite like a resourceful human being, as in I'm one of those people who make something from nothing. And even like I'm the youngest sibling like in my family, but still what do we do? What do you think? What's, you know, because I'm very, I think, good at being able to just like remove my emotion from a situation.
Making something out of nothing.
Exactly. And then be like, right, it's like, so this, it's not that bad, whatever. So it kind of like, you know, came one after the other. Having said that, I think, same thing again, if you look at like a lot of like the top beauty queens from those Grand Slam pageants I was talking about, they're all like dentists, engineers, doctors, so I think in pageantry, it very much is, you know, encouraged to be someone who brings something like, you know, to the pageantry world, not just like, oh, look, I look pretty, like, oh, you know.
They go that pretty thing.
Exactly. And that's about it. So I think I have used kind of my entrepreneurship skill set in terms of, you know, all this thing of like working from zero budget, getting sponsors on board, telling my story in a compelling way. So that is very much linked into pitching a business, right? So when you pitch yourself as a person, you've got to think of it as...
So it's easier for you to market products and stuff like that.
Exactly. So, well, not easier, but I would say I have a better starting point. And also I know, Kuti, like you can't be everything. That's one thing they teach you in entrepreneurship. You can't be everything for everyone.
So does this, okay, do your qualifications aid, or did they aid your modeling?
They really did, yeah. So they aided them in terms of how I present myself as a person. Because you know, but then also, like I said, in my mindset and how I think and how I've been able to forge a path that is the most true and authentic to me, I've been able to like disassociate with the decision of I might not win this pageant, and that's okay because I can't be everything.
If I don't, I must still be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
I can somehow own pageants.
Exactly.
And then you're also a TV, reality TV personality. We want to talk about that.
Love that. Oh my God, you really
what
did
show
your
are you
on? So there's a show called Dinner Dates in the UK.
Okay. So, what happens on that show?
It's actually very nice.
What happens on the show?
I mean, I can say this now because it's all happened. But honestly speaking, I actually wasn't going for the dating part of it. I genuinely wanted to show off my cooking skills.
How so
like,
expand?
Yes, exactly, right? So basically what happens is you go on this show, right? And you're either the picker, so the person who's picking from a menu, or you're someone who's providing a menu for someone to pick from.
Oh, okay.
And basically what happens is...
So they judge you according to your meals,
exactly.
what you cook.
Yeah, and then you go on dates based on that. And then I won't spoil it for the audience, but I will say... I think I outdid myself on that one. So if I say to myself, like,
did you outcook your personality?
I think I did. You know, I mean, I don't have my own cooking show as of yet, but I'm working towards it.
Okay. And you've got a mentorship program that you have.
Yes.
Is it there in the UK?
No,
or is
so it's called the Zimbabwe Bright Future Syndicate. And
how long have you had this?
Like 2 years maybe, or even a bit longer.
Oh, okay.
So what it is, I put together a group of people who basically have some sort of knowledge or skill set that I thought about my younger self, and I was like, if my younger self knew this, it would have been so helpful.
Okay.
And I think my thing was I wanted it to complement the school system and the academic system, because you can learn what you learn from books.
It's like vocational.
Vocational, yes, but also, so for example, we do things like confidence coaching, we do things like personal branding, we do things like, you know, networking, we do things like, you know, how to interact with people, especially in difficult conversations. So it's those things where, like, sometimes, like, you know, like
how to take an interview, how to hold yourself in an interview, how to lie to people nicely.
No. But you know what I mean? So it's basically all the things that I thought, you know what, these are the skills that have really enabled me to take that next step in life. And I want kind of the younger generation.
Because you wanted your mentees to pick up something. Right?
But also the big thing, like, you know, I'm banging on about this like a lot, but it's this whole thing of like, especially right now who are of Zimbabwean heritage, who've been brought up in a hybrid culture, there's a lot there that you're at odds like with your culture and heritage and what life requires from you all the time. So I wanted it to be a space where people can feel like, you know what, it's actually okay for me to follow like what naturally comes to me. So simple thing, like in our culture, guys, like you walk into a room and you're like, do you know who I am? Like, this is my, like, we don't do that. In Zimbabwean culture, you don't say, whoa, it's like, hey, okay, Machisota.
But out there, that's okay, you've got to put your titles before people know. In fact, before you speak, everybody needs to know who are you.
Yeah, and also it's like you've got to hold your ground as well, because I think that one thing that I've noticed is like whenever I say to people like I'm from Zimbabwe, you wouldn't even believe the responses I've got. People are like, oh, you must feel so lucky to have escaped, and oh, you welcome to our country. You know, I'm just like, escaped.
Look at Zim.
Escape from what? You know, I was having the best time. You know, so I feel like there's this whole mentality around like if you're from Zimbabwe, then automatically you're disadvantaged.
Okay.
And then it's not until I've spoken. And
have you, with your titles, have you managed to actually tell people that that's not the case? Because you've been on international stages. Do you tell people that, okay, Zim is as good as
it really is
any other place?
Well, the thing is, that's what my whole pageantry platform is about. It's all about breaking the mold. It's all about not following a path that some other people feel like you should follow. And it's all about not letting the noise of the world, whether it's the media, people around you, absorb into your subconscious where it breaks down your confidence. And then it links into what I said about like with my trust, like confidence coaching is one of those things, because sometimes you do have to be like, first of all, don't talk to me like that because you know who I am. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, let me present the cards. Like, let me put down the papers
in a humble way. Like, I'm not saying like people need to be arrogant, but at the same time, like,
I think I need to do that a lot more. Like, hey guys, what's up? Guess what? I'm the MC.
Exactly.
Do you know why I am? Okay, lastly, you're a motivational speaker.
Yes.
Okay, you spoke about it. You do motivations. You do TEDx. We won't go into detail the difference between TEDx and what have you.
No, we won't.
Okay, quick, fast, in 1 minute. Can you explain in 30 seconds? Can you explain TEDx?
Okay, so TEDx is basically so you've got TED and TEDx, but they're both part of the same organization. And what it is, it's a selection of it's a global selection process, right? And you put yourself forward. You put your topic of discussion forward. Not everyone who applies gets accepted. So it's a very kind of like select group of people who then present an idea. So I think TED and TEDx like strapline is ideas to educate and inspire, or something along those lines. So you have to be someone who has a really compelling story to tell, and someone who has something extremely interesting to say. No, I'm gonna drink. I
think Prue's got something to do with this, but yeah,
probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because of your amazing episode. But anyway, so that's what it basically is. Like I said, very selective. You have to have something interesting to say, but you have to be like engaging as well in how you deliver the message. But it's just got to be something unique, something. You know.
So for your presentations, how much do you charge? This is the last question. I'm not going to ask anything further. We need to know the charges. We need to, and I need to understand whether I'm underpricing here in Zim. I motivate people.
Anyway, I'll about what?
Everything, about life in general. Be motivated. You see the last guy.
It depends.
So what are the okay? It depends on what you're speaking on, or it depends on where you are, or it depends on content.
Yes, all three of those.
Okay.
But I would say starting price, you're sitting down, which is good. Starting price would probably be around like 2,500 USD.
Pounds, okay, pounds. USD?
No, USD. Okay. I converted it for you.
Oh, okay, nice. Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah.
But it depends.
That's for how long?
So I do 45 minutes as a standard.
Okay.
And then every 20 minutes after that, then there's a...
Hey, Prue. She charges 2.5 for 45 minutes. Motivational speaking.
No.
I need red card.
Like my question is where? Like, where is she charging?
In the UK, if they ask her to speak about child marriages for 45 minutes, that's 2.5 US. And
45 minutes.
And 20 minutes after, it's an extra charge.
And then there's me. How much are you
Hey.
Oh, well, what's the extra charge for 25?
Well, are you running sweatshops? No.
he's not paying.
Manje guys, but no better show tukwenda ku court.
Yes.
You can never. Are you serious?
2.5.
Yes.
I think we need to cut the podcast right here, right now.
Drop it.
Okay.
No, okay, but can I just caveat that?
Yeah.
With I can only charge that much because I have my qualifications and because I have the experience that I have.
Oh, the masters.
Yeah, the masters, but also the life experience that I have and the pageantry experience and the experience. I'm a global citizen. So like, I'm like, hey, guys, I'm not telling you anything anymore.
Oh, no, I'm trying to. Me and Prue want to come with you, so we can warm up.
But you get 2.5 each car.
Ayiwa, isusu red card different.
Whoa.
Tangira 1.5 45 minutes. It's about 2020.
Okay,
and
that's smart.
We do 2020. In fact, we do 10-10, and you do the 25.
But that's fine too, guys.
Yeah.
No, you don't see sharing the wealth.
Anyway, what do you want to say to somebody that's dreaming, somebody that's thinking? This is a Me podcast. We seek to uplift. A lot of people think we're about chaos, but we're not about chaos. We're more about uplifting people.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to somebody that's watching the podcast right now?
About what? I can say a lot.
You're a motivational speaker.
Okay.
You're an entrepreneur.
Okay. Well, I mean, you need another 30 minutes for that, but let me try and okay.
Keep it in 30 to a minute, 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay, the most important thing that I can say to people is, as long as you are living your life in the best way possible, and as long as you're not trying to go out of your way to hurt anyone or to be mean, just know that you're doing the right thing. No matter what, even if people have something to say, if they don't agree with you, if they feel like you should have done something differently, if they feel like they deserve more from you, anything that you do in good faith and to the best of your ability, that's enough.
Can you say I'm me?
I'm me.
Yeah. Can you say it nicely?
What do you mean?
Like I'm me.
I'm me.
I'm me.
What?
I'm me.
I'm me what?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay. That's what you're shouting.
No, I think she thought she needed to sound sexier with the I'm me. Like, I'm me.
Oh, all right, ladies. Yeah, is it like am I going to get commission or like no my royalties?
Don't just say.
Okay. I'm me podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Shout out goes out to TLB City. Shout out goes out to Cafe Alana. Shout out goes out to the people behind the scenes. One Belief Trouble, Rurinda, and of course Emmanuel EM, my sound producer. I was like, okay, you didn't say that in the beginning. All right, I said it now. Yeah. Shout out to my people.
Save the best for last.